Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Children of Morta. And this episode, well, we've got a cutscene to start out with. We've got John and Mary in front of the Book of Rhea, so let's see what's going on with them.
Mary was worried their water reserves were shrinking fast. In a few days, they were going to run out if the well did not provide more water. Mary's worry added to John's own and weighed heavily on him.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely something to be worried about. Water is important, and looks like we have yet another cutscene. Presumably also to do with the well, because they're standing in front of it.
If Uncle Ben's machines failed to reach water over the next few days, they would have to go to a nearby village for drinking water. But Mark was afraid the situation might be the same in the villages too.
Clearly, something is up with the water. Before we go on, just wanted to refresh myself about what all had been accomplished. So, last time we tried a couple runs in the new area. Didn't go that well. Just, the usual phase where you're getting used to the enemy patterns applies to me as well. I've played the game before, but it's been a while. It had been a while since I had finished the game and then started this Let's Play. I phrased that poorly. What I was trying to say was the time between me finishing the game initially by myself and between me starting this Let's Play was long enough that I had forgotten a lot of it. And honestly, to me, I actually like that, because I like the feeling of mastering a place from an initial position of not being in control, and then eventually getting strong enough both in terms of, stats in the game and your own skill to be able to say, yes, now I can breeze through this area with no problem. For this episode, though, we're not going to be making story progress. We're going to be aiming for progress of a different sort. My main objective will be finding more things in the second region, but before that I am going to do an off-screen run in the third part of the Kuldipo Caves, and because it's an off-screen run, I'm just going to go with Lucy. And the reason is I just want to make sure that there aren't any journal entries or, little things like that left to find. So I'm going to put this video on pause, and when I come back, it'll either be at the boss, or if I find something new during this run, then I'll come back then. So in either event, I will see you very shortly. Taking things off pause because there seems to be something interesting in the room to the right. I briefly went in and saw something that looked unfamiliar to me. There were enemies inside as well, which I haven't killed yet. There are also a lot of enemies outside that I'm just gonna take care of before I wander back into that room. Oh, the density of enemies this run seems to be pretty high, which is mostly a good thing, because it just meant, well, experience is slow to get in these early areas when you're this high level, but the gold is always good. The morve, rather. So something is throwing meteorites at me. Is there a red elite? Because that's the only one I know that does that attack. Huh. Don't exactly know what's causing that. Maybe it is this guy, who knows. Maybe he's a special scripted guy with 2 bonuses instead of 1. And indeed, it looks like that meteorite has stopped now that he's gone. What did we find? A medicinal plant. Huh. Wonder, maybe that's got to do with the... like the well questline, the water supply? I don't know, we'll see what the situation is with that when we get back, and I guess we're deep enough into this dungeon that I'll just show the rest of it normally. Let me just kill these guys. Couple other things to show. I found a couple new runes. They are... this one, Herculean Proxy, which means the decoy has more health. And Supportive Swordfall, which means John's Heaven Strike casts after Cyclone ends. That one is actually pretty awesome. Alright, let's just quickly clear out the rest of this dungeon. We found the boss. We've even found Mr. Shopkeep. Summon 2 random runes, only if there's literally nothing else. I'll get the increased dodge chance. I think we already have the codex for the charm that summons 2 random runes, right? Yeah, we do. Dual rune summon. So I'll get the Choker of Elusion, and I'll get another gemstone. Do I want to buy... I don't want to reroll my runes. Yeah, we could get a bit of money by smashing these pots. So might as well stockpile quite a bit of money. Should be able to get a couple nice upgrades. Not fully explored this area just yet, so I'm actually not gonna smash the rest of the pots because yeah, more money would be obtained, but not in the quantities that I want. For that, I'd have to fight elites or find chests or some other big source of money. There's a red elite. What is this? Maybe the guy causing the meteorites to fall in that one room. I mean, probably not because of how far away he is. It just seems... Maybe it was him, who knows. Maybe not. And he's gone down. Cyclone conjures additional smaller ones. No, I think I want the one that brings the Heaven Strike after it ends. Just because it's a lot of fun. I haven't really been using much of my decoy or my Cyclone. Mainly because of just how over-leveled Lucy is for this area. Oh, the precision when using a controller is not great. The number of times when I will be shooting an enemy who's right in front of me and all of my shots are going slightly to the left, and then when I adjust, they're now all going slightly to the right. Here's another new rune. That's always nice. Codex entries are getting filled out. And we're also stockpiling more and more gems. Now, is there something to the right? Well, there's this room. A totem that knocks enemies back. Again, theoretically useful as a ranged character, not really relevant because of what an early floor this is. Oh, we already said no to that one. And last bit of map to check, or is it? Oh. That's interesting. I guess periodically you'll just find random helpful encounters. I don't remember that specific one, so possibly something added later on. Yeah, should we buy something? Really no need. Let's just go straight in, end this run, then do our normal, regular run. Sure, let's talk to Riker. Okay, this should be a straightforward fight. Don't anticipate us dying to this guy. I mean, if we waste our entire... okay, I'm mistiming everything. I really should be using my decoy, shouldn't I? Oh yeah, and we've got the thing that makes the decoy do more, or have more health. That was really the way to fight this guy. Just throw down the decoy and then bash him without any constraint. Alright, let's just run straight back. Despite it being a low-level dungeon, we got about more than 1/3 of the way towards the next level. And when you're at a high level, each additional level you gain is even more valuable. Okay. I think this might be one of the cutscenes prompting us to make story progress. Oh my god. That is horrifying.
Come back to sleep, she whispered. Come back to me.
That was an unsettling cutscene. Hopefully things are gonna be fine. But let's take a look at what it appears. Mark, Ben, and John are out. Let's see what they're talking about.
The clouds covering the horizon were so black that even if any rain came from them, it would be a curse rather than a blessing. The clouds only seemed to confirm the ill tidings from the north. Inevitably, defying a deity would have consequences.
So that seems to be more another cutscene related to the lack of clean water. Hopefully we can resolve that before it becomes an issue, although I don't think we're on a timer. There's a chance I'm wrong, since I don't know everything about this game, but I really don't think there's a timer. Let's get this. That was the last crit chance upgrade. Now that we're going back into a proper area, let's get some of our bonuses again. And let's give some to Riker as well. 2 rare treats will take you to 15%. And now let's just go straight back in to our actual proper run in Barahut Area 2, the Ziggurat. And who are we gonna go with? Who is at the lowest level? Apon is 12. John, Kevin, and Mark are all... No, wait. Mark is 16. John and Kevin are both level 10. Let's go with Kevin first. Just because I think it might go a bit quicker. I mean, he could also die very quickly. That's the the other possibility. But hopefully we do well. Gotta remember, we can go invisible as well. That's a good ability to use to get yourself out of a tough spot. Alright. Gotta remember, don't let these things jump into you, because they do ridiculous damage and sometimes seem to avoid being stun locked when they should be. Like, they'll just phase through your attacks, and I really don't like the way they're implemented. Feels a bit, I don't know, it just feels a bit odd. So what do we want to improve? Better Fan of Knives or better Guardian Rage? Let's actually improve Fan of Knives, because it's something we can use more often. Case in point. Okay, those rays extend all the way there. I don't know why I expected them to have like a limited range. And I have taken so much bad damage. And those snakes are gonna be a constant thorn in my side as well. Already this early in the run, and I'm already looking for lucky healing. Alright. Yeah, the snakes are a bit of an issue because of how far away they can begin their attack animation from, and how difficult they are to interrupt after you let them get, you know, after you let them wind up their attack. Now the good, oh my god, are you serious? Now the good thing is that with a fully upgraded Fan of Knives, a lot of the smaller enemies should be going down in one hit. The bad thing is, of course, we are playing a melee character in a game that absolutely hates you if you don't have a ranged primary attack. Oh, okay. I would have hit that, but the vortex in the sand kept pulling me back, and I ended up taking the hit. But we've already made good progress towards the next level for whatever that's worth.
Offered this for the hardships, at least.
And you know what? I think we might have gotten bailed out, because now we have a consistent source of healing, albeit a very slow source of healing, but one that at least gives us a bit of longevity. We can stay alive a bit with this. Okay, that was an excellent use of that ability. Although, the thing about this ability is, the most excellent use of it would be if you're completely surrounded. So the temptation is to put yourself in very dangerous positions with enemies all around you and then use it. And I would urge you to resist that temptation, because more often than not you'll end up taking damage. Because remember, when enemies are all around you, they're all attacking with their own separate timing. It's not like certain other games, like I remember in Batman Arkham City and games like that, where you're often surrounded by enemies. The game is coded so that their attacks are kind of in sync, so it's not just a total, you know, chaotic situation. But in this game, it seems enemies will just attack whenever they feel like it, irrespective of what other enemies are doing. Which is more realistic, but also more challenging. Okay, we have a special room to our left. We want to preserve our health as we go in. Of course, we do have healing, but, you know, don't want to rely on that too much. Pick up money as we go along.
Steps must be taken in the correct order.
One of these rooms. So one, and not two. Okay. Oh, and you spawn the worst kind of enemies. At least they're dropping gold. Okay. Okay, and there's even health, so it was 1 and 1, 3, 4, 2. Got it. Come on, man. Okay. This is a little absurd. Oh, come on. Okay. 1, 3, 4, 2. I'll pick up this health because I don't anticipate coming all the way back. And I'll save my reusable health for now. What do we get? Increased primary attack damage is always good, and an animal treat is useful as well. Okay. Looking like getting close to the end of this floor. In fact, I think it's the end. I'm just quickly gonna check over the top, making sure there's nothing I'm leaving on the ground. Was this a guy? No. Okay, there's someone, and he's dead in one hit. Okay. Seems to be nothing down here, so let's just go to the next floor. Okay. Okay, how is this floor gonna go? Anybody's guess? But we've actually got a pretty solid build. I would feel pretty disappointed if we didn't at least make it to the boss. Meaning, if we're not able to fully explore these 4 areas in this zone, I will feel like we didn't live up to our potential. And here's another enemy to be mindful of. So remember that super elite that was the cause of our death in the previous run? What made it so difficult was that we were trapped in a room and then he summoned those damaging rays. And the way you're normally supposed to fight these enemies is you position yourself so that the rays aren't, or you move away from the rays. So you're always moving in a large area with room to maneuver, and you're able to find a way to avoid getting hit by those. Obviously, that is less feasible when the combat is... Come on. When the combat is taking place in a small room that's almost entirely filled up with those damaging rays, or whatever the term is for the attack that elite does. Yeah, sure, I'll take some experience. So yeah, hopefully if we get that event again in the next area, that we have a different elite to fight. Alright, now we have 2 skill points. Do I want to start spending them, is the question. I didn't want to use up that that health globe on the ground, because I wanted to save it, because I knew we would be taking more damage with those guys around. Okay, here we've got some lore. Investigation 05. Okay, this is by Dr. Dodi L.A. PhD. And what's this talking about? Appears to be a researcher of some kind, just talking about what he or she has encountered in this area. And our shrine is about to run out. Let's see, maybe we can get some final use out of it. I don't think we did. But it's okay. What I want to do is get one more level so that I can put a third point into Guardian Rage. Yeah, at least if I had a ranged character, I
Breaking the circle would prevent the
wouldn't be
summoning.
taking damage against the snakes. Now this is an interesting thing we've encountered. First of
A
all,
greater enemy, but also a greater reward.
we're gonna wait for those guys to summon their friend, and we're just gonna stab him to death, because that's what we do. And I'm gonna go invisible, actually. I didn't go invisible, now I'm invisible. Okay, and now let's just take down these guys one by one. Oh, come on. Waste of that decoy from Lucy. Although I guess it helped us out a little bit. But I'm just gonna go straight ahead into this area.
She taunted the Guardian to provoke a pursuit.
Because, as is my tradition, I will always try and fully clear these areas.
Do not linger.
Although really, the challenge is only to find Bellagio before she totally
Further
disappears,
she fled.
and you'll get an egg as a reward. I think we were about to fail,
She was caught.
because I saw the gate flashing red. And this gives us another mysterious egg. I'm gonna heal myself. Uh-oh. Oh, those things will pierce this gate that normally will stop enemy attacks. And this guy needs to go down quick. Haven't found that many elites in the floor normally, so that sinkhole traps are the worst. So this area is going to be good to level up, and already we have our 3 points that I said I'd put into Guardian Rage. Let's go ahead and do that. That has unlocked your next family trait. Kevin appears when his family members are hit by a ferocious enemy to use his execute. Now that might sound like it's a very specific situational thing, and it is, but I think it's actually going to be pretty useful. Again, I don't know, and I don't think it'll apply to Kevin himself. Uh-oh. As in, he is already here. I don't think he himself is going to appear if a ferocious enemy hits us. Okay, you guys are annoying. But I should remember I have healing, and I should use it as often as I can. Because otherwise it's just sitting there being wasted. We've already got a good amount of money. We're only on floor 2 of the ziggurat. So this episode is going to take a while. Okay. Okay. You guys are starting to get on my nerves a little bit. I mean, not starting, but you're getting on my nerves even more than usual. Oh god. These guys are surprisingly difficult to fight, even though you'd think it'd be easy because that thing around them moves in such a predictable circular fashion, but it can be more tricky than it looks to fight them while also dodging that. Alright. One big thing about combat in this game is immediately knowing which is the more dangerous enemy and prioritizing them. Obviously, anything that will do damage to you at range is something that you should immediately think about taking out before anything else. I'm being a bit reckless right now because I'm trying to get a bit of a kill streak bonus going. I think that was worth it. Alright, let's keep on going. We're at full health. I shouldn't be too worried. But if things go horribly wrong, you can go from full health to no health very, very fast, as we saw in the last run. And as we unlock more of these family traits, it is going to make fights easier, because when we get into tricky situations, very often some trigger for one of the family members helping us will also be activated, giving us a bit of help in the process. We haven't gone up here. Is there anyone up there? Seems like just a bunch of regular enemies. Alright, with one skill point, what do I want to do? Do I want to start investing in this? Increase Kevin's critical chance sounds amazing. I mean, yeah. That is just too good to pass up. Looks like there's just one area here down here that is unexplored. What's in here? Just a wooden chest with nothing in it. That's great. Alright, let's smash these pots. How much gold are we at? Over 5,000. That'll give us a good amount. I do, now that we've maxed out our crit chance back in the workshop upgrades, want to start buffing up crit damage, because that is one of the classic synergies in any video game, isn't it? In any combat game, crit chance and crit damage. Increasing them both is a must, especially for characters that attack really, really fast. I mean, for any character, but especially for ones that attack fast, because you'll get more crits, and often video games will have abilities that activate on crit, and I think... I'm not sure if Kevin has any of them per se, but we know John has one of those, with the critical hits resetting the Heaven Strike cooldown. Lucy has one of those with the critical hits possibly summoning small cyclones. So, crit chance very, very important. Crit damage, of course, will make your more frequent critical hits even more powerful. Alright. Yeah, there's no reason not to just use that. If there is a reason to hold on to those, I haven't yet encountered it. One possible reason is maybe there's something that doubles a charm you're carrying, but I haven't specifically seen anything like that. And what's going on here? I think this might just be one that'll give us a reward, but not necessarily progress. Do we get experience for John's kills? Yes, we do. Is there any reason to not just let him do all the combat? Well, the reason is that combat is fun. We don't want to let him have all the fun. But he can help us avoid a bit of damage, and picked up a new rune. I haven't been calling attention to all of them just because of how many there are, and of course the description does pop up to the left. So anyone interested in what they do can simply pause the video. But usually, in fact, I think every single time there's been a new rune, I've shown it at least once. Now, what is going on here? We save these guys. Are they just going to give us a regular reward or something else? It looks like just a regular reward and a new grace. Stunning enemies as we evade. That's... come on. That's good. What I want to do now is confirm that there's nowhere else left to go and finally go to floor 3. This is going to be a long run, but it's been productive in the sense that we gained a lot of levels for Kevin. I don't know what happened to my fan of knives there. It should have fanned out a lot more. And we have one skill point. Come on. Are you serious? I'll just use my rechargeable healing for now. How much gold do we have? More than 8,000. We're gonna get some nice upgrades when we get back. We're just piling on even more gold. Okay. Okay, this is a bit of a pickle because there are traps as well, but I think we got through that relatively okay. Come on. Yeah, the hitboxes on these spinning things as well are a bit dubious in my opinion. What's up here? Looks like some lore. Hopefully this will show up in the...
It was a drink that could stir a smile within even the grumpiest of old men. A wine praised beyond question. Raha's gift to his people of Barahut.
I mean, that's nice. I love a good wine. I'm a red wine guy myself. I love a good Malbec. But what is going on with these two?
The spirit Anea Raha and ruler Abushra often took part in the creation together.
I think it's talking about the creation of the wine.
Performing the most fantastic aerial maneuvers to keep all in high spirits. Anea Raha's feathered companion, Flix monitored the process.
See, this line should have come before the line that was before us, because I'm sure Flix is the
The
one.
spirit Anea Raha and ruler of Bushra often took part in the creation together.
See, the Flix, I'm sure, was the one performing aerial maneuvers, and not Anaya Raha and Bushra. I was like, that's confusing. I didn't realize they were acrobats, but no. Again, like, the order in which you get those lines was not showing up in the intended sequence. Right, what do we want? I mean, we have a lot of gemstones, but that doesn't necessarily mean we should start wasting things. Now, what relic do I have? We have the one that heals. I'm gonna keep that. I don't like the Divine Shield. I do like Electrocalypse. I will be taking my healing though. I'll just smash all these pots. Not really interested in repairing runes. Once I get more of the Book of Rhea upgrades that make runes more durable to begin with, then I think it'll be a bit more feasible to start spending your actual in-run resources to you know, make your runes last longer, because right now I don't think it would add that much value to our run. Okay. Uh-oh, I need to remember that my healing is now on the other button. No, this guy is there. I think this is going to be an event. Okay.
Cries for reprieve were met with only one word: march.
Alright, so let's take him down. And fortunately we have to get close to this guy who is exuding damaging projectiles. That's a really horrible thing to ask someone to do as a melee character. Because there's no counterpart to that as a ranged character. There's no enemy that will only be a threat to you if you're far away. There are tons of enemies that will only be a threat to you if you're close to them. Raging Rogue. Sure, I'll take that. Let's talk to these guys. What do we get?
From this stone, vibrations radiated. Wave after wave washed over the hero, releasing the tension from every muscle.
That is one of the things that we're gonna need for the wine machine quest. I think we're gonna need 3 or possibly 4. And there's something to the right that I haven't seen. Huh. Okay, those...
A compensation bestowed by the gods.
Okay, that's another passive ability. That's good. And all we can do now is move on to the next floor. Maybe I could have bought something from the shop, but I don't think really needed any of that. Not with the amount of healing we have. Waiting to gain 1 more level and then get even higher crit chance. Okay, this is all going wrong. Always tricky when something like that is next to a trap. Okay, I mistimed my evasion. Playing a bit fast and loose here. Fan of Knives explodes on impact. Sounds good to me. This seems like something good to save for the boss. I don't want to lose max health, as nice as it would be to have more primary attack damage. Let's carry on healing ourselves.
Something more sinister will be appearing soon.
And again, let's allow these people to continue their summoning.
Had they only been quicker.
See, every time or often when you fail, the narrator will make it seem like, well, often when you allow them to summon, the narrator will make it seem like you failed. Like in this case, the implication was that I was trying, but wasn't quick enough to stop them. Other times the narrator will acknowledge that there's a strong opponent, but you get a good reward for beating it too. Meaning it's a rational thing to allow them to finish their summoning. Our boss is right there. We don't want to go to it just yet. We will take this. I mean, mainly that's just convenient for breaking pots. I guess it's also fine for these tiny enemies. Oh, there are a lot of these guys. That was a good fan. Rage gain, I don't think is going to be that useful for us. Looks like we're on the verge of another level. And straight away I'm going to put the points into even more critical chance. And then I'll think about whether to save 3 points to raise that to level 3, or maybe just start putting points into something else. In any event, I don't think there's anything left to explore. The only thing left to do is to go to the boss. Will we be able to kill it? I think so. Talk to Riker, and let's just go in. We do have healing, although we can't use it that often. We can go invisible as well. That's something to note. Now, last time we fought this guy... Or no, that was the Prince of Thieves, or the leader of rats, or whatever. We were able to interrupt that guy by dodging through him as Joey, but I don't think this guy works in the same way. This is an entirely different fight. Okay, yeah, this fight is not easy as a Kevin. I mean, it's not easy because you push yourself into such dangerous positions, and his sweep covers a lot of area, and especially when he comes out of the ground, he does covers a large area with that as well. And, okay, he's now doing this attack. We got a few relatively safe hits on him. Alright. I think we should win. Unless something catastrophic happens right at the end, but no, we won. Alright. Let's talk to you and head back. What do we do? Well, we found an artifact of fertility. And a mysterious egg for beating that challenge with the Bellagio the Odd. Let's look at this cutscene with Kevin dancing in front of the baby, it seems.
Even the worst of their fears, their most worrisome of thoughts, would give way to joy when the family were playing with her. Only hope could elevate them so.
Aw, that's pretty sweet. Okay, let's spend some of our money. What do we want to spend it on? Crit damage, I think, is a solid investment. And now that is at its max level. What to improve now? Let's start raising dodge chance. We could almost do it twice. Almost, but not quite. So the last point... Let's actually put some into max health. Okay. Okay, I think... that is... well, let's just take a look at the home status. Okay, and let's actually deal with the animal shelter right now before the next session. Let's give one common animal treat, bringing Fire Mars up to 15, and one common animal treat, bringing Riker also up to 15. Okay. And with that, I think we're gonna close the episode off. Didn't make as much progress as I would have liked, but we did find a couple of things. We found something actually in the caves, a medicinal plant or something like that. I'm not sure if that was just like a bugged out repeat of something old, or... because it's not even really showing up here, is it? Yeah, if it's here, I'm not seeing it. So I'll have to look up what that is. I'll do that in between episodes at some point. We also found the artifact of fertility, or something to that effect. That is one thing we need for the wine machine quest, which is now in progress. And next episode, we're gonna try to go back to the new zone. Maybe beat it, maybe get some more progress there. But after that, we will come back to the second zone to try and hunt down more of the things that remain to be gotten. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope to see you in the next one. So until then, take care.